Global Video Team is the possibility of vibrant, miraculous communication, energizing the world. The outcome of the Global Video Team is global leaders expanding love and connection with all of mankind. And what's showing up newly for me is inside of energizing the world. It is such a blessing to be a part of the video team and to be able to create something that is going to impact on a world scale, not just in a local community. It really brings forth the power that exists within each and every one of us. And it is such a pleasure and honor to be here.
Cool. Is there anything else, Joe, for anyone that generated that, or would like to have something to share or say about it?
This is Mike from Team Chicago. I think I also energizing the world is what draws me, because it's really a big part of my game in the world.
So let's just first off, I have to be real intentional and wrap up exactly at the end of the hour, because I have another appointment after that. So you guys can keep on going after that, but I'll be gone. So
we'll just complete it by then.
We'll complete it by then, yeah. So so is anyone? I see some of you are on mute, so if you have something to say, make sure that you're unmuting yourself. Which I appreciate you being on mute. You're creating a space that people can relate and talk to each other. But then again, if you try to talk yourself, we can't hear you. So let's just quickly just go around and introduce ourselves and what we would like to get out of today's webinar. So I am Bob Hooper, Team 2 Complete from Minneapolis, Minnesota. And the co-leaders of the video team. Anyone else?
Robin Robbins, Team 2, second quarter, Phoenix Center. Yeah, actually, we had a team meeting last night where Donna Eller was our guest speaker. So I think she's been involved in Team and Beyond in the past. Messaging is what my game in the world over the next 2 quarters is about, and video is going to play an important part of that. So I'm excited to find out what's available in the way of resources around creating a compelling video.
Creating what kind of video?
So my game is A New Hope for Old Brains. It's about reversing the conversations around the future we're living into as we get into our later years around cognitive impairment,
behavior,
to Alzheimer's and dementia and whatnot.
awesome.
So yeah, I'm creating a movie. It's going to be a short, but I thought this is a good start, and like a movie about the movie would be like.
Okay, got it. Awesome. And I love that concept, since I'm right up there with you.
Thank you.
It's great. Interesting. Okay, anyone? I'm Lori. I'll go. So I'm Lori Gallagher, and I'm Team 2 Complete, and I'm a co-leader of the video team. And what I want to get out of this webinar is to really set up the quarter powerfully so that everybody has a clear plan of action when they get off of, the start of this quarter, so that whatever it is that you're up to, that we can move forward with intention and clarity.
I'll jump in next. This is Douglas from Los Angeles, Team 1, Quarter 2, and why I'm here this morning, what I want to get out of today's meeting is just to start finding out what I don't know about what I don't know about video. I'm very interested in video and bringing video to my game in the world, which is providing a voice for the voiceless. And so I'm excited about the prospects with going with video.
Thanks, Douglas.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Amanda. I'm from the New York area. And what I want to get out of today's call is clarity on how the video team can support to move my game in the world forward. So my game in the world is I'm creating a short film inspired by my sister's journey of dealing with depression and in honor of my uncle who committed suicide. And I'm fundraising this quarter to shoot, edit, and finalize the film. And I'm also creating a fundraising video. So the video team can support me in that. And also, I was inspired by the person that was sharing about creating a video of the movie. So maybe that's something as well that's possible out of participation in this team. And I basically want to showcase the power of the human spirit and the strength and courage it takes for someone with mental illness and depression to just get out of bed every day and change the conversation.
Okay, thank you. So you're creating another film, and then you want to create a video around creating your film?
Yeah, so the first video I'm creating is a fundraising video, like an enrollment and registration video for requesting people to donate.
Okay. So that is not something that's allowed in these videos for the Team and Beyond presentation, is that we can't actually ask people for donations. However,
Got it.
you can create, this is a vivid share, right? A video vivid share. So if you create a video that's inspiring others of what you're up to, you can enroll them in contacting you in your website, or
Okay.
you can have that, so you can use it for enrollment, but you cannot use it to ask for money or donations.
Got it. And what's percolating in my mind is I'm creating a production company out of this as well. So the video can be an enrollment conversation video of the short film, and like an enrollment about the production company.
Okay.
Yeah, you just say, please come, join us now, and then you put up a web address to find out more or something like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's all a discovery. That's why I'm on this call.
That's awesome.
okay,
Yeah,
let's
up to a lot. So, that's awesome.
We'll work. It's workable. So yeah, let's work through these introductions quickly because we have a lot of material to cover. I would like to.
Great. Go ahead.
Yeah, go right ahead.
I'll go. This is Emma. I'm in Team London quarter two, and I'm actually not making video myself. I'm supporting about, at the moment, 6 people on the team who want to make a video, none of whom were able to make this call, unfortunately. But I'm really here to find out as much as I can to be able to support them in creating their video and make the deadlines and all that. And so just here listening with an open mind.
Thank you. It's always exciting to have Team London on the calls.
Yep. Anyone else want to introduce themselves?
Yeah, this is Mike Randall, Team Chicago, Team 1 Quarter 4, and I travel around. Here we go. I travel around the country performing science shows to get kids excited about their world, and I want to share my game in the world with the rest of the world. I mean, I love what I do, and I'm really committed to providing that. The possibility of being empowered, engaged, curious, and delighted, and that's my commitment. That's how I want to leave my audiences.
Great.
Anyone else?
So this is William, team one, quarter two, script coach for the video team. And I stepped up at the end of last quarter and made a demand to become a full-fledged co-leader for the video team this quarter and to get trained and developed in being as such.
Thank you, William.
Thank you, William. Oh, we got a cat going by, cat butt.
Nice. I missed it. Who else?
We got mooned by a cat.
Cat Moon.
Anyone else? Robin? Robin, if you're cat?
That was my cat, and I think I already went.
Oh, I went already? Okay, cool.
Yeah, I started.
No, that was Robin.
Okay,
How about Alicia? Or let's hear from our OC people. Are you still on the calls? You're on mute.
We could just get into the presentation here.
Hmm?
Cindy, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, Cindy, you should introduce yourself. You're a star.
Las Vegas. Sorry, I was like that. I was trying to figure out my mute. I apologize. So what I'm up to, so I'm at Orange County, Las Vegas, team one, quarter one. I'm in the car right now, just responsible for that. On the way to the LA Center for a Game in the World workshop, where I'm actually going to see what Team and Beyond can provide as far as inspiring my demographic. And really, my demographic right now is team, right? So I just want to see what's available. I want to see. I'm really just listening for what everybody else has come up. I'm still like, whew, what does Team and Beyond have for me? And I'm just standing in that space that this is exactly what I need to hear.
So Cindy, you're the Game in the World accountable, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So just introduce yourself.
No, wait, no, I'm not Game in the World accountable. Sorry.
Oh, you're not. Okay.
I'm Access to Power accountable.
Oh, okay. Sorry. That was another Cindy then. Maybe.
Yep, that was Cindy from Team Denver.
Cindy Carney from Team Denver is the Game in the World.
That's me. Sorry.
Okay. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Cindy Carney, and I am North America Game in the World liaison. And this is my first webinar. I will tell you, I'm trying to give up that I haven't been on this webinar in the last 2 quarters. I've been highly resistant to it, and this is amazing. And I just feel the connection and the liveness and the buzz. And I'm going to bring this back to Team North America, Game in the World.
Yeah, I love the relatedness here between you and then the other Cindy's going up to LA. My daughter's going up to LA to do the Game in the World. So all the Game in the World partnership now is really, it's really taking like a big step forward with us as support and partnership. So that's awesome. Thank you. Okay, who else wants to introduce themselves? How about PJ? Are you on the call?
Anyone else here to introduce themselves, or should we? Go ahead. All right, well, maybe not. So let's just roll into go back to the webinar here. Go back to the 7 steps document. And so what we would like you to do is really feel empowered to really move forward with your video. So this is the 7 steps document, and it is a little long and daunting. But the idea is that you don't feel that way. It's 7 steps. It's not do all of it. You know, it's the whole process is taking steps and moving forward, and taking steps and moving forward. So there's a couple of elements here I would love to touch on. Is down here. So I think we should really go into the vivid share. Distinctions of a vivid share. Let me zoom out a little bit here. Okay. Okay. So when you're writing your script, it is it's not like you can read this. What is it? It's not talking or telling a story. It's creating something. It's sharing and invokes presence. A vivid picture. So you're creating a vivid picture with your words and pictures. There's a point to your sharing. So like you're creating the context. Your video is creating a context that your game in the world is functioning into, or or what you're creating while you're playing your game. It could be either the outcome of your game or what inspired you to do it. And people are listening to who you're being and not sharing. So that is the same. So you're really inspiring. You're kind of like acting it out a little bit with the video. So you're creating a space for that. Say less, rather more. They don't care what you have to say. So that's how we get things down to like a minute. So you're choosing and crafting your words in a very concise way. Because once you start rolling into this, a minute is plenty. Okay?
Yeah.
A minute is plenty. The technology. Do you have anything to add to that, Lori?
No, I think being that who we are on Team Ant in this program and being in the communication course and being around Landmark, that we've all know what a vivid share is, right? Is there anybody who has never heard of vivid share or doesn't get what a vivid share is so far?
Lori? Is the vivid share the same vivid share that they distinguish in the Introduction Leaders program?
Yeah, vivid share. I haven't been in the Introduction Leaders program. However, the Landmark technology vivid share is the same. We're starting in the middle. You're bringing the listener or the audience or the viewer into where you're actually at, like as if they're there with you, right, in the thick of something, and then then going back. So if that's how they do it in the Introduction Leaders program, I say yes. It's kind of a distinction.
Right. Start in the middle. So like you're on the stage performing, and you have all your friends around you, and you're like explaining this to me, and then you can go back and say, I was a shy girl, or I didn't like people, and I just felt shut in, and then I created a team, and I created this big event, and now we're expanding into more events and whatever, something like that. Really start in the middle.
Yeah. Okay. So did that answer your question?
Yeah. All right. And start in the middle. And I think it's on the 7 steps document. So I'm just highlighting some of the important chapters of this document, so then you can look back on your own time and look at it and not be so intimidated that it's a 8-page document that you have to master it all. It's just getting this portion here, and then up here the elements of the script, which what we request to be in the script, because your intended audience is people who are not Landmark graduates, but you're essentially your video is an enrollment video to get more people excited to play your game or be a part of your team or contribute to you or go to your website or show up to your events or whatever you're trying to create. Okay? So the important thing, let me see if I got it. I actually do a new screen share, new share. I think I closed it. Oh, wait, here it is. So this is a everyone see the script here?
Yes.
Okay, so let's go into zoom right into the top here. Oops. So the basically the elements, I kind of paraphrase the elements. Say what inspired to play your game. It's the part I'm talking about here. So what inspired you? This could be an outcome of teamwork, personal breakthrough, or a life past event that created what inspired you. The possibility of your game, what your project created, describing your team. So teamwork is important. In the video, we really look for teamwork to show up. It's probably, the Vivid Share, the Introduction to Leaders program, probably don't talk about teamwork, but we talk about teamwork because that's our program. So it's basically you're creating a more powerful commitment because you have now a team instead of just doing it yourself. And then what was the team, what possibility did the team, the possibility of teamwork and the outcome being a team management leadership program, and call to action statement. Okay? About 15 seconds.
Yeah. So before you move on from there, does anybody have any questions about that? Because this is the crux of your video right here. All of these elements. They don't have to be exactly 10 seconds, 15 seconds and all that. This is a budget to break down 60 seconds. It does need to include those elements, and we don't want it to be like the possibility of my game is to create aliveness and empowerment. We want it to be vivid so that you're actually being empowered and alive, and we see that, right? You don't have to say it. We want to see it, and you can say it. But the difference, that the addition of the video with just, instead of just a Vivid Share, is the images will actually contribute to these elements, right? So we want to see your teams working together. We want to see the outcome. We want to see the aliveness or whatever it is that you're creating as a possibility. So does that make sense?
Yes. I also want to throw in there real quick, Lori, for people to not get hung up on working it out, to just get their scripts together and get them submitted, and through coaching a lot of that'll come together for them, because I know we had a couple of people left disempowered around creating their scripts because they thought they had to get it perfect before they submitted it. And I just encourage you, just get your scripts put together and get them submitted, and then we'll work through them from there.
Right. So that's where we come in as your support. And William is made like a great point there. So we're script coaches for you. We're video coaches for you. Once you create a rough draft, we'll just call it your first rough draft. And it doesn't have to be a minute. It could be more, but we don't want it to have a story of 10 pages, right? So if you start with this technology and it's just a rough draft, you submit it, you get paired up with a coach such as myself or William, and then from there, we'll provide feedback and we can keep revising it till it becomes aligned.
So a question, this is Anika. So you guys mentioned the visuals of the team working together. That comes later on in the process, correct?
Correct.
Correct.
Thank
But
you.
You need a script before you can have your video, your visuals, right? So that way, so you want to move down then from like how they pair up, or do you want to wait to answer that question or what?
so as you're working on your script, you can start gathering visuals. Maybe you have visuals already. So what I would encourage is creating like a Google Drive or a Dropbox or something like that. And also, this is sort of like a side note, make sure you get the original source of the video, of the images, and not like like a photograph that someone texts you and it got all, you know, compressed and looks really blurry, because the screen is big, you know, at the team weekend. You know, it's probably, oh, gee whiz, how big do you think it is? It's 20 feet across, maybe. So, you know, there's a sense of data management as you work on this too, and collecting images, and having images be your own personal images and not clip art or stock images or something like that. You really want it to be as personal as possible, and get a team to help you create the images and put the stuff together. You can gather images and work at your script at the same time, or do one after another. Either way works. Sometimes the images inspires you to write your script, so you get some images from your
Can I
event.
ask a question?
Yeah,
This is Cindy in Denver. So part of mine is about a article that was written on ESPN about me and my father. Do I have to have rights or something to put that in the video, or how do I go about that?
I would think if it was written about you and your father, that you would be able to use it, but
I would think you'd be able to get permission if it's copyrighted pretty easy.
Yeah, and people do use like screenshots of like a clip. What was it? A article, or was it you interviewed, or?
Oh, heck no! I ripped my teeth.
Uh-oh.
who's that?
I don't know. Someone's having an
That was my
something.
that was my son. Sorry about that.
That's good.
All right. So, yeah, I would. That hasn't been an issue in the past.
Yeah. I would say it depends on what you want to use your video for. Like if you're going to be posting it all over social media and and it's not if it's copyrighted and you don't have permission, that could present a problem. So, and it is about you and your father. I would just call up and try and get permission. That would be the easiest thing.
Actually, this is perfect because I need to reach out to this ESPN head writer to be part of my team. So this is perfect.
There you go. Perfect.
And actually, what happened?
Accomplishment for you. Awesome. Okay, so Bob, do you want to get back on?
Okay, actually, we had someone who was it? I mean, I remember the guy from Florida, the Marine guy, the bully game, but he was interviewed by a big organization, and he got access to all the video clips from it, and then he was able to put together he was in Denver. He did the Vivid Share on the screen on the stage. Alex Duran.
Alex Duran, right?
Yeah, so he got permission. The organization that interviewed him gave access to all the material to use in his video. But he used a lot of his images from his video, from the interviewers in his video, and then he created a script around it. And then it was very impactful what he put together, because he really worked pretty hard on it and really turned out
That
pretty
was a
well.
good video.
That's a
All right,
good video.
so can everybody put themselves on mute?
Yeah. All right. Thanks.
Okay.
Much better.
All right, let's get, it's 9:30. I want to be intentional with the time, 9:30.
Okay. Okay. Any questions about the script? I want to quick go through the timeline, and then we'll open it up for the questions at the end. All right. So let's go to the video team timeline, which I thought I had open here. Let's do.
We have this. That's one of the attachments that you sent in the email,
Yeah,
correct?
yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah, so I want to make yourself really, there's really, the one I highlighted in red here is really important because in the July 16th, all final individual videos are received. So you kind of, we kind of set the milestones through here, and then we get to here, and then we start sharing things to the world leaders. Video drafts for feedback and stuff, because it's an unfolding. And then the world leaders, they're planning the weekend as well, so they get kind of bunched up at the end of the quarters. And so it's to be, we really wish you to be very
Intentional.
very intentional, okay? And also, like let's say you send in a script and you don't hear from Lori or anyone else for a few days, and you're like, well, what's going on here? Reach out to us, because we have busy lives, we're up to big things, and you know, I'm not perfect. I forget about people. It causes upset, and we want you to cause teams and teamwork and to make things move around and keep things in a timely manner moving. So the reason.
So be a demand of us as well. So if we say, okay, you hand in your script and you're waiting for the next stage and that nothing happens, then keep, generate it, be a demand of us. Text us, whatever, say, so tell them how to submit a script and where to submit it, and then what the follow-up could be. Like maybe submit it by Google Doc and then also follow up with a text message or a call to us.
Yeah.
Right? So
Lori, I just want to be responsive that we have to get off the calls. Orange County, we're here at the Game in the World Workshop.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right, have fun.
I request you resend that timeline, because everything that's been sent so far has been outdated.
Ah, okay, that's possible. Okay, I will. I will.
It's outdated. The timeline.
I'll send it Tuesday for the next announcement to make sure the right one is attached, because sometimes the wrong one sneaks in there. So, but the milestone is the milestone you got to be mindful of is the June's, coming up this Tuesday, and our goal is to get everyone's scripts ready to go by June 25th. And sometimes you have to adjust the milestones, and then you kind of get back on track. So these are not like set in stone. We just want you to create something, move forward, and not be attached to doing anything, being right the first time. And like I said, July 16th is when we request video drafts. Okay, and down here at the very bottom is the, as Emma would know, the London weekend is 2 weeks for the North America video weekend. So the video first gets played in London 2 weeks prior to the thing. So everything always unfolds from that. So like Thursday, August 8th, the world leaders are calling me looking for the video. In their polite, persuasive manner, they want the whole The weekend supervisor, excuse me, not the world leaders, the production team. They're like, where is it? It's not here.
Yeah.
And so that's
responsible is what Bob's getting at, is it's not just up to us how this works. It is, you know, there is a definite unfolding of how the production team operates, how the leaders operate, how the whole weekend is set up, and we're part of that presentation. So if you're a stand to create a video for like a 1/4 video, it's very important to move with velocity and keep it moving, right? And follow the timeline as closely as possible. And what Bob also pointed to is, okay, if you miss it by a day here or there's an opportunity to catch up, but then there's a hard stop around August 8th, right? Or whatever
it's probably because the world leaders, as you can say, we send a draft out for, because it becomes your video becomes like a link on it's a private link on YouTube, and then it goes to it's forward to like a dozen landmark forum leaders, and everything that is shown, it's got to run by their eyes as well, and then they provide coaching and feedback. Like for this quarter, those who were in London saw a different video because one of the videos was pulled out, and then we had to revise it and we put it back in. All
right.
And
so why don't you highlight the things that it's highlighted here on this time frame. So June 11th, the draft script is due. That's your first draft, not your final draft. And then June 18th, we're hoping to pass that by your coach, right?
Right.
And then by the 25th, that would be completed, and you could start your video portion of that. Then on the July 9th, we want to see your first draft of your video, right? And then July 16th is like that deadline for the videos being received.
And then if you have a breakdown, just be in communication. Hey, you know what? I'm not going to be able to get it until the 18th.
Right.
Let us know. So we
Right.
expect it, and then we know it's coming.
Right. And then the other thing
the
too.
videos start being shared with all the world leaders, and once you get beyond a certain point, it just they get overwhelmed, we get overwhelmed.
Yeah. So the other thing to know is that this can be more than a 1/4 game.
Correct.
Right? Just like your game in the world. You don't have to reach your fulfillment this quarter. If it takes you longer to do, we still encourage you to do it, and then the possibility there to see it in another weekend. So don't be discouraged not to create a video if you cannot get it complete in 1/4. It doesn't have to be. It could be for 2 quarters or 3 quarters, okay? But I wouldn't encourage it over more than 2 quarters, because then it starts to become old, like you're expanding who you are and who your game is. So we want you to keep fresh and present with your video to match what you're up to, if possible.
And then on the back side of this document, there is the timeline for the next quarter as well. To speak it, because it sometimes takes 2 quarters.
That's great. Thanks for doing that, Bob. Okay, so does anybody have any questions around the milestones or the time frame for this quarter? All right, do you want to move on?
All right. All right, well, great. So we just want to wrap up with any questions or anything that people may have. And I have, let's see if I can pull open that page. I've created a YouTube channel with webinars on it.
Okay, cool.
Live. First, does anyone have any questions or anything? Anything to add, William, Lori, as I'm doing?
So I would just say, let's show them like the script template and how they would submit a script on the Google Doc, so that
Okay, perfect.
that makes it easy for them to get started. And then also, if you wanted to start creating some images to you, and you use your camera, like from your phone, just use horizontal positions. And we want to do videos too, like, so you can take your teams in action with video, not just photography, right? But use the horizontal position. This is the horizontal position, so that it shows up and fills up the screen. So
Yeah.
always use this position, okay?
All right, good question there, Lori, because a lot of people do get a little bit stuck with this. Oh, come, am I not there? Share.
Do you see script, noted script?
Did you see the noted script template?
Yeah, on the last screen. there
So
was a-
you'll pull up the link and you'll say, wow, it's view only, this is stupid, you know. So what you need to do, it explains it in the top there, but some people get a little stuck here. So you just do like this, and you do down the thing. Do you see the menu here that I'm pulling down?
Yeah, file, make a copy.
Make a copy, then you name it
Your game,
Bob's,
your
Bob's
name.
Game. Bob's Game.
Why don't you put,
I'll just put Bob's Game and Bob Hooper, Minneapolis. So we know where you're from. Minneapolis, okay. I didn't know how to spell Minneapolis. I live in St. Paul. I don't know how to spell Minneapolis. You do okay, so then you have your own copy of the thing, and then it'll come up and be like this. It's really important that you have your name and team name in there, and then you can start updating this and start working your way through your script here. All right.
so, yeah, so go down to the, yeah, so let's go here. Why don't you do the, what's it called? The scripted template or the,
And noted,
anyway,
oh, yeah,
noted.
I moved the notes up above this because sometimes people are stuck to one order.
Okay, so then show them how they would go in and start it.
Yeah.
Just go right into the grid here.
Yeah. And you could type in here what inspired you to play your game and then copy and paste it, because some people have problems with the grid. There's no, some people just feel more comfortable typing a text and get a copy and paste. So, I want,
Yeah, so, but what we're looking for when you submit it is to be in, don't you want it to be in the grid, or you just want it to be wherever? I think it keeps it cleaner.
it's easier when people are editing and trying to figure out what they're saying. It's easier just to type it, and then once you kind of get to a point, you can put it in the grid.
Okay.
But you can type it on the top of it. The thing is that have a Google Doc, and then eventually your script will end up here in the grid. It doesn't necessarily need to start on the grid.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's what we're gonna do. So once you have do you have a script, the sample of the script from the 7-step document? That's okay. The one that's already filled in.
Good. Okay, yeah, I see what you're getting at. Yeah.
So they can see what one looks like.
Yeah, new
And
share.
while you're finding that, what I would suggest to do is to create your Vivid Share, generate it, to your friend, to yourself in the mirror, or whatever, using the 5 elements that need to be included in the script, and just do your Vivid Share, like an audio version of your Vivid Share. And here I am playing my game. Mine would say Dancing with the Seniors. So here I am at the Tustin Senior Center. We're dancing, we're alive, we're, I can't remember, however, but, what you're up to, being vivid, like people are laughing, they're moving their feet around, you're showing that. And then, I created my teams. So my teams were my dance partners, the Tustin Senior Center. I had an MC. I had a videographer come and video my event. There were 75 people there enjoying our, interactive show, right? So it's not as vivid without the images. You don't get the feeling of who I was being at the time. So, but my script was up there. Anyway.
So yeah, this is what Lori's talking about
here.
So it's either you're explaining your game in picture or in words. And it takes a lot of drafts. So I don't want people to be intimidated by this, because you may think, oh, this looks really simple. It really isn't. It takes, it is simple, but it takes a few drafts and going back and forth. Do you see the grid? Everyone see the grid?
I'm like, I lost my, oh, here you go. Okay, back on. Yeah.
All right, so yeah, there's the grid that we're working our way through. So you'll have images and what your game is, that like the Hope Bar in a box. So she created like this food, this power energy bar for homeless people, for poor people in Mexico. So, and then this video is from it's 5 years old. So it's, I was on team. So anyway, so this is kind of the simple thing. So you're describing pictures or you're saying pictures. So you're only generating what's on the left side of the screen there. And then you'll have the images that go along with it on the right side.
Right. That's good. See, this one, it gets right to the point here. Save the Kids is on a mission to eradicate malnutrition on the planet. Here I am in Mexico visiting kids at an orphanage who don't have access to healthy food, nor a family, or even a place to call home. I get deeply moved by who I am for these kids and the difference we can make. So it's moving it along pretty concisely, right? And then I'm partnering with global leaders, former president of Mexico, Vincent Fox, and Sam Castor, the creators of the Hope Bar. We're opening up distribution channels all over the world to feed malnutrition children whole food nutrition bars. One Hope Bar has all the nutrients a child needs for one day. Being on the team management and leadership program, we've created teams to champion the cause, with the outcome of over 20,000 kids fed by June 4th, 2015. So, and I can't see the rest of it, but you see how that just...
Call to action statement. Save the kids, take a stand for all the kids
being fed.
So that's kind of like your call to action statement at the end.
Yeah. So he's taking this whole idea of, malnutrition, feeding kids who don't have food, partnering with the person who created this Hope Bar, who is, you know, has all the nutrients of that somebody needs for a day, partnering with leaders of Mexico and being able to distribute it. So he's just saying it very succinctly, what it is he's up to, how he created teams and teamwork, and what the impact is.
This is great. Can you share this also this document as an example?
Yes, this is in the 7-step document.
It is there? Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, so everybody has all of these information, that these are all in the email that Bob sends out on a weekly basis.
Okay, I didn't saw that. Okay, thank you.
All right. And then this is the Team and Beyond YouTube channel. And this is where a lot of these webinars will be, where this webinar will eventually be moved to. And the link to this YouTube channel is on, I have to double check it. I'll confirm that I'm still sending out the link, because sometimes I change the email and then the link isn't get there. Here I can just go right into here, copy. Okay, well, I can't. I'll make sure I send the link. I was going to try to send it across in the chat thing here. I don't know how that works. So yeah, these are the past webinars that we've had, and we're going to go through and try to update them. So you can watch them creating your first video draft, and we're going to have some video editing webinars and as well. So impactful. So we have impactful coaching and writing. So that's the same. This is basically the same webinar we have today, but this is a new version of it. So this is this webinar here. So I invite you to look back and watch these things, and then you can, create and see what this is, and we'll share this, and I'll make sure that you have all the links in the email. When I send the recording of this, I'll send it out by Tuesday. Okay.
Okay.
Any questions people have before we complete?
Who do they send their script to once they?
It's on. Let me go back to let me share. So it's on the 7 steps document here. Okay, so it's not on the 7 steps document. Oh yeah, here it is.
I think it's on here, TMLP video.
At gmail.com. And it's on the timeline too.
Right. So what you want to do is you want to go into the script template, start creating your Vivid Share on the template, submit it to tmlpvideo@gmail.com, and then follow up with a text message to Bob or I. And I'm going to request you take Arzu's name off there so they don't text her. So you can text Bob or I that you've submitted that, and then we'll look for that, right? And then we'll pair you up with a coach, and we'll get started. It will be an introduction with both names, the coach, like say it was me, and then Douglas, right? So we're paired up. We have our introduction contact information, and then we can get in touch with each other. When is a good time to have our first coaching call? And then we'll go from there, okay? And in addition to those coaching calls, every Wednesday, we have a weekly call. The weekly video team call is Wednesday, 6 p.m. to 6:45 Pacific time, and also Saturday mornings, 8 a.m. to 8:45 Pacific time. And the phone number is right under here. Go back up. It's the 712-775 number, and the access code is 727810#. So this is where you would call in Wednesdays and Saturdays, in addition to having the one-on-one coaching with your individual coach.
All right.
Okay?
And here's the contact information. So,
Okay, great.
So is anyone having a promise to send in a script or a request to be a script coach before we leave?
I have a question. So this is Emma. So everybody, so when the people in London who are submitting a script, like who are making a video, they submit a script to you, and then they will be allocated. Like one of you will be their coach. Is that right?
Yeah, we're trying to empower more coaches. That's why we're asking if anyone else is interested in being a coach. That's why we have this structure here of 2 coaches. So you have, that's a good question. So like for next fall, it's passed by the video coach. So a video coach may or may not be Lori or myself. It'll probably be a new coach. And then the script reviewing team, that's Lori and myself and William. So we're empowering new coaches.
Right, Emma, including yourself as being the accountable for London. So this is a little bit different for you. So what we're empowering you to do is kind of set up a structure like this for your team, and they're welcome to join the Saturday calls and or the Wednesday calls as well. And if you can enroll others in Team London to become coaches, then that would be very effective as well, because we cannot coach, all whatever we can.
We're requesting Israel create coaches and in London create coaches.
Correct.
We have coaches too that are interested in becoming a coach, and they don't have experience, but we're creating a framework that they could try it. And they just look through the 7 steps document and make sure it makes sense to them. So that's what the review is about. It makes sense to the people who are looking at it. Because the coach is always the person who brings everything, nothing to the conversation. So it is something that it's just another view of the process. First review.
Yeah. So. Did you are you clear with that or no? Because I'm still actually not 100% clear, Bob, if you want to have them
coaches. So there's going to be like the first round coach, and there'll be Lori and I do a final review.
So I didn't get that.
Okay, so there'll be a first round coach. We're trying to create coaches that will do the first round of reviews. And then the same for North America and London. And the final review of the scripts will come through Lori and myself before you film something.
So just to be clear, I mean, I'm in a bit of breakdown in that case, because the script deadline is Tuesday, and I currently find myself without a team apart from the people who are making videos, and
right.
I'm at capacity in terms of I'm very, very busy at work, and I'm a bit stuck in terms of.
So yeah, we regenerated interest forms from the weekend, and we're looking for people to request to be a coach. And they could be coaching, the new coaches could be coaching overseas to each other. It's not necessarily London has to create their own coaches and Israel needs to create coaches, because we've had people, we've had coaches in North America coach Israel and Middle East and London videos, as well as Australian and Indian videos.
Okay.
So
okay, so then yes, Emma, you can but what there is for you to do is to relate the information, and they can actually go on this website link and or the webinar link and watch this as well. But make sure that they have the 7-step document, that they understand the deadlines or the milestones, that how to do the script, what needs to be included, everything that we went over today, and then to submit it to us then.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And still moving forward, have enrollment conversations with people from Team London to actively take part in coaching and editing and that as well for future unfolding. Okay.
Like you can reach out to Teresa Burns, who creates video, and she would be an awesome coach. I think she's on Team 2 now.
No, there's not a Teresa. There's not a Teresa on Team 2.
Oh, she entered Team 2. Okay.
No.
Okay. All right. Well,
I don't think anybody on our current team has made a video before.
Okay. All right. Well.
So to be intentional, it's 10:04.
All right. Just send in the scripts and we'll figure out the coaching on the fly. All right.
Okay, perfect.
It always kind of defaults back to Lori and myself, so we always have default coaches.
Right.
We're trying to create new coaches and empower them and train and develop them. And the first round coaches are just kind of like they take a first look at it. And it's not needs to be perfect or anything.
Just get them in action.
Yeah, just get them in action. All right.
Can't do anything without being in action.
All right.
Okay.
Anything else? And I'll send a link of this by Tuesday, all right?
Great.
All right. Well, thanks everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Please add me to the WhatsApp group.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Be in touch with us if you have breakdowns or questions.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.